Hey guys, I'm Natalie. Welcome to today's workout. We're going to get started with a 2-minute warm-up and then get right into 16 minutes of high-intensity intervals. We're going to break it down into 4 rounds, 8 exercises per round using a 20-second high, 10-second rest protocol. In between each of the 4 rounds, we'll have an additional 20 seconds of rest and then finish up with a 2-minute cool down. I've got a set of 5-pound hand weights on my floor mat. For rounds 1, we're just going to use a single hand weight, and then for rounds 2, we're going to use double hand weights. Rounds 3 and 4 is simply going to be a repetition of rounds 1 and 2. If you don't want to use hand weights, just mimic the upper body exercises using your own body weight. Let's kick it off with our 2-minute warm-up. I want you to just do a little mini squat tap with a nice wide stance, and right off the bat I want you to engage the abs as if someone's going to poke you in the tummy or someone's going to give you a gentle little punch, and try and be mindful of your pelvic floor. So you want to engage everything in the midsection from your diaphragm to the pelvic floor. Come a little bit lower into that squat, and then we're going to just do gentle jabs to the front. So guys, the idea is we're trying to get our heart rate between wherever 80 to 90% of your maximum is during the high intensity intervals. Let's bring it into an uppercut. Come a little bit lower in that squat tap. Just punch something imaginary right in front of your face here. And now reach across the body with the punch. So you work out your max is 220 minus your age. So I'm 42. So for me, my maximum's 178. Let's do a few more here, guys. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. Reach down overhead and kick your butt. And if you like, let's pick up the pace, but you can keep it low impact if you like. So 80% of my maximum is 142 beats per minute. 90% of my max is 160 beats per minute. So when I'm doing my high intensity intervals, I hang out somewhere between 80 to 90%. It's actually usually closer to 90%. Let's do a few more here. And if you don't want to be jumping around today, you can keep this lower impact, and I'm going to show you lower impact options for all of the moves. Let's do 3, 2, 1. I want you to just shuffle on the spot. We're going to grab a single hand weight. I'm going to show you the first move. Just watch and keep shuffling. We're going to go out, up, out, up. Your alternative, out, up, out, up. So grab your hand weight, come into position, engage those abs, keep your back nice and tall. Here we go. Out, up, out, up. So I'm doing a 90-degree turn as the weight's going over my head and coming back to center as I push the weight out in front. Out, up. Otherwise, just stay facing forward and tap side to side, doing your out and up. We'll sneak out of one. Right leg forward, left leg going back into a lunge with the tricep extension, knee up, and push the arm and the leg out. Here we go, guys. Back into a lunge, knee up, arm out, leg out. So as you come back into that lunge, make sure you've got a 90 degrees on this back leg and this back hip's tucked under, and you're really feeling the extension on that tricep. Squeeze it out. All right, guys, so switch legs. So when you come back, don't step back like this. Tuck the hip under and have 90 degrees and really feel the extension in that tricep. Here we go. Back, and then push the arm out and the leg out. So my foot's ever so slightly turned out as I'm doing that leg extension because I feel it a little bit more in the top of, just above my knee, in my quad. All right, guys, come into a really wide stance, arms overhead, elbows close to the head, come down, tricep extension, and then either jump or just squeeze up. So come down, tricep extension, and either jump or just stand up. So you can just stand up, tricep extension, and jump or stand. Try and keep your elbows really close to your head when you're dropping back in that tricep extension, and come back down low. One more. All right, guys, keep the wide stance. Come down, up, and then just lifting the right knee and coming over that right knee. Here we go. Drop down, up, and then twist over the knee. Down, squeeze that booty, and then twist. Make sure that butt's pushing all the way back. Look down. Knee should be well behind the toes. Last one. right, guys, so when you're coming back, you're dropping that booty back. Sit back as far as you can. Here we go. Drop it down, squeeze it up, and then across that left leg. This is an ab move. When we're doing the twist, abs are engaged. Down, up. We're working our shoulders. We're working our butt. We're working our abs. One more. All right, guys. Last two ab moves. Right leg forward, left leg back. We're coming back, pulling up, back and up. Here we go, left leg, bring it back, pull, pull. So this time, my leg's coming straight back. I'm not so worried about whether or not the back leg's in a 90 degrees, but all my body weight is driving through this front heel, and I'm squeezing my abs as I'm driving this knee up and the weight down. So make sure you do have a 90 degree on this front leg, all the weight through this front heel. So your left leg forward, right leg's coming back, weight overhead, here we go. And pull, and pull. Really focus on those abs, guys. This is an ab move. Suck those abs in, keep them engaged. Don't forget to breathe. A few more, 5 seconds. 4, 2, let's do one more. All right, guys, grab a drink, bring both hand weights over. I'm going to show you the first move, just rest and watch. Pretty easy. Arms up in the air. Can, elbow to knee, hand to foot. Elbow to knee, hand to foot. You can just do it static if you don't want to bounce. Here we go. So, elbow to knee, hand to foot, and then switch sides. If you don't want to bounce, you're just going to do static and static. Go at your own pace, guys. Some days you may be feeling it more than others, or maybe jumping's just not for you. Okay, grab 2 hand weights. Right leg only. Forward lunge, side lunge, rear lunge. Right leg only, here we go. Forward, side, and rear. And I'm doing a bicep curl on each of them, side and rear. Make sure you've got 290 degrees. Come low over the leg and 290 degrees. Let's do one more forward. Woo. All right, guys, switching legs. Your left leg. Here we go. Forward, side, and rear. Let's do it again. Forward, side, and rear. Halfway there. Keep that back up nice and tall. No hunching over. Keep those abs engaged. All right, guys. Rest and watch. We're going to be doing a wide step squat and a wide step squat. Arms are coming up on a diagonal. Here we go. So front raise to the corner of the rooms. Make sure you're not hunching your shoulders up. Roll them back and down. If 2 arms is too much, just do 1 and 1. It's deceivingly hard with 5 pounds doing these front raises. One more. All right, guys, rest and watch. Small V, left leg only. Curtsy overhead press and a crunch. Here we go. Curtsy with an overhead press and crunch. If that's too much, just tap the foot, but crunch the elbow to the hip, even if you're not driving the knee up. Come all the way down. My knee is coming so far down on the back that sometimes I feel it touching the ground. Woo. Guys, small V, your right leg, overhead press, crunch, or just tap, but drive this hip up. Here we go, overhead press, and either crunch it or just tap, but make sure you're driving the hip and the elbow together. After this, down on the floor with your mat. We're doing 2 lots of planks. I know you don't like it, but it's so good for your abs. All right, we're going to be doing a forearm plank. We're going to do what's called a Russian kettle club plank. Come up onto your forearms, elbows under shoulders. Come up. Now I want you to push out on your elbows, engage your core, squeeze your glutes, Pull your quads up towards your hips. Push back on your heels. Everything should be shaking. Push out on your elbows. Squeeze your abs. Squeeze your glutes. All right, guys, have a little rest. And then we're going to do it one more time. This is one of the most effective ways you can work your core. Roll the shoulders back and down. Up we come. Nice straight line. Push out with the elbows. Engage the midsection. Pull up the pelvic floor. Squeeze the glutes. Pull up your quads. Push back on your heels. Push out on your elbows. Squeeze your midsection. Pull up on the pelvic floor. Pull your glutes. Pull up your quads. Push back through the heels. All right, guys. Well done. Halfway, we're repeating rounds 1 and 2. Single hand weight. We're doing this out and up, out and up. If you don't want to turn, you can also just stay here. Here we go. Out, up, out, up. Your alternative is just to step your foot out, up, out, up. I think I've completely messed up where we're meant to be now. Just do your 90-degree turn. Okay, guys. Weight in your left hand. Right leg forward. Lunge back with the tricep extension. Knee up. Push everything out. Abs are in. Here we go. Tricep extension. Push it out. Really focus on squeezing that arm at the top of that extension. Squeeze it. Make everyone count. Squeeze. So when we're squeezing and holding, so when I'm coming back and squeezing, I'm almost flicking my wrist up at the end to really engage that tricep. Abs in. Here we go. Step back with the tricep, knee up, push out. Back and push out. Remember, keep this hip tucked under, 90 degrees on the back leg. Look down at the front leg. The knee should be in line with the ankle. Abs are in. Okay, guys, just watch and rest. Wide stance, arms overhead. We're coming down. Tricep, and either jump it or just stand up. Here we go, arms overhead, come down. Tricep, and either jump or stand. I want you to try and keep these elbows close to the head and bring the weight as far back as you can. A few more. Remember, you can just stand it up if you need to. Whew. All right, guys, wide stance again. Arm out in front, booty goes back. Squeeze it up, and then over the left leg. This is also for the abs. Keep them engaged. Here we go. Down, squeeze up, and over the leg. Push that booty back, and over the leg. Keep those abs engaged. Just try and put all your focus into your abs as you're doing this twist. Up. Last one. All right, half one. So make sure booty's going back. You're not squatting down with your knees going forward. Here we go, guys. Down, up. So we're working our shoulders with our arms, we're working our booty with the squat, and we're working our core with this twist and with the single leg balance. Every time you're balancing, your core has to work harder to stabilize you. Last one. Okay, last two ab moves. Right leg forward, left leg back, arms above your head, and we're lunging back and then pulling. Here we go. Lunge it back, pull, back and pull. This is for your abs. It's also for your glute. All your body weight when you're standing up is in the heel of this front leg. You should feel it in your right glute cheek. One more. Let's do one more. I can't count. Okay, guys. Switch legs. So make sure when you're coming back, all of the weight is in this heel. Here we go. Down, pull. This is the last exercise of this round. Then there's only one to go. You get a nice 20-second rest after this. Come on, guys. A few more seconds. Pull those abs. Pull. One more. All right, half for one. All right, guys, grab a drink. Both hand weights. We are doing can. Elbow to knee, hand to foot. Or static. All right, guys, catch your breath. Here we go. Elbow to knee, hand to foot. Alternating. If you don't want to jump, just do it statically. It's still a workout. By now, our heart rate's so elevated that you really don't need to do so much to keep it in the zone. Last one. Grab your hand weights. Around the world. Right leg. Forward lunge. Side lunge. Rear lunge. Here we go. Forward. Side. And rear. If you're tired, you might be getting sloppy. Don't hunch your back. Keep it nice and tall from the tailbone to the spine, through the spine, to the crown of the head. All right, I'll get you out of one. So I don't want to see this. Imagine a piece of string pulling you up through the crown of the head. Left leg around the world. Forward, side, and rear. Abs are engaged, guys. Support that spine. Rear. We don't want to give the core any time off. Make it work the whole time. Keep going. Forward, side. Okay, just rest and watch. Big step and a squat to your right and then to your left. Here we go. Arms are coming up on a diagonal front raise. No hunching the shoulders. Roll them back and down. If it's too much, do one arm and then the other arm. Last time we're doing it today. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Yep, I'm feeling it. Small V. Just your left leg. Overhead and then a crunch. Here we go. Curtsy crunch or curtsy tap. If you're doing the tap, you're still dropping your elbow and your shoulder and meeting your hip. Crunch. 5 seconds. Come really deep into that curtsy. Make this front glute work. We're working arms, we're working abs, working booty, we're working legs. No one's getting any time off here. Other leg, here we go. Back and crunch. After this, guys, on the ground for those 2 RKC planks. You really need to focus on these. We're making our whole body work to plank. Don't just get into a plank and think about what you're doing later today. 2, 1, on the ground, into plank. I want 100% of your focus on this plank. Elbows under shoulders. Roll the shoulders back and down. Clasp the hands. Come up into a plank. Push out on the elbows. Suck in those abs. Pull up that pelvic floor. Squeeze your glutes. Pull your quads up and engage them. Push back through your heels. Push out on your elbows. Engage your midsection. Engage your pelvic floor. Pull up on your quads. Push back through your heels. All right, have a little rest. If you're doing this right, guys, you should be shaking. You're engaging everything. Here we go. Let's come back up. Push out on your elbows. Suck in your midsection. Try and tuck your hips under. Engage your pelvic floor. Engage your glutes. Pull up on those quads. Push back through those heels. Push forward on your arms. Push back through your heels. Pull up on your quads. Engage your pelvic floor. Hold and done. Well done, guys. Okay, let's come down on our knees. Step the right leg forward. And I want you to come far enough forward that you can push through this left hip. Really push through and open it up. Slow, deep breaths. Left arm comes up in front of your body. Catch it with the right and push back against it to open up this shoulder. We worked our shoulders out a lot today. Those 5-pound weights can be deceiving. Even if you're using 2 or 3 or 1 pound hand weights, it adds up by the end. All right, guys, now come back, flex your right foot and turn it into a hamstring stretch for the right leg. Very, very gently, coming forward with a flat back. Okay, push forward through that left hip again. Left arm comes up, tricep stretch this time. Very gently, if you like, lean over to the right side of the body to stretch out that left side. Come back up to center. Let's do that hamstring again. Breathing. Switch legs. Put your left leg forward. Stretch through that right hip and really open it up. Right arm comes up. Catch it with your left. Push back against it with your left arm. Breathe. Really breathe into those muscles. Rock back, flex this left foot. And again, a nice flat back. Come very gently down until you feel the stretch. It doesn't matter how far down you come. Okay, push forward again through this right hip. Right arm comes up into a tricep stretch. And if you like, very gently lean over the left side of your body. Very, very gently. Back up to center. Let's do this hamstring stretch one more time. All right, guys, step your feet nice and wide. Bend your knees. Bring your feet in towards each other. Keep your knees bent and slowly come up, one vertebrae at a time. Very slowly unwind. Slowly, slowly, your head's last to come up. If you've got a few more seconds, let's roll the shoulders back and forward. Big arm circles back and forward. Grab your arms, pull them back and down. Try and have some protein in close proximity to working out. A lot of studies show that you need at least 25 grams of protein, so a scoop of protein powder is a good way to do it. Let's stretch one quad, but please make sure if you're drinking any protein drinks or any protein powder, just check the ingredients, make sure it doesn't have any hidden sugar in there. Please, no artificial sweeteners, they're not good for you. Let's switch legs over. You definitely don't want to be loading up on hidden sugars after you've just worked out. You want to keep your blood glucose kind of stable so that your body can start burning fat to recover. All right, guys, shake it out. And thanks so much for joining. Any comments or suggestions, please leave them down below. Hope you enjoyed the workout, and I'll see you next time.